What is up, you fucking jelly jigglers? Well, last time I did a video like this, I talked about what was going on and other bullshit like anxiety or something. But if you're wondering how I've been with the school shit that already passed and all that, I did pretty well for someone who didn't study. I bombed math, which is kind of a bummer, but it was expected because I was never good at math. But I scored pretty damn high on the essay and reading comprehension, pretty much everything but math. But I'll be scheduling shit soon, classes and all that. I got an appointment. So everything's good so far. As for the anxiety shit, that was hitting me hard, like, for the past few days, but I feel a lot better today. Happy birthday, my ass. I'm an old fucking person, man. Anyways, what I was gonna say. Fuck. Yeah, too bad I can't edit that out. Anyways, so, despite all that going through, everything's all good. I'm chilling. I guess today, I'll be talking about in this little picture video bullshit, my generation. How do I feel about living in this time and generation? I ain't one of those guys, or one of those peoples, that, they be like, I wish I was born in a different generation. But I do like a lot of things from the 80s and 90s. Me being a person who loves music so much, I really love 90s and 80s music and the early 2000s. I listen to every kind of genre, but when it comes to me wanting to boogie down, I like me some 80s music. They got a lot of funky shit, and even some disco from the 70s were nice. 90s music had a lot of good pop music too, a lot of good jams and all that, and they sound pretty nice, So yeah, pretty much all three of those for like fun and relaxing. You had some hip hop jams out there that was really good. You got some of the real shit, and you got some of them that was good like party music. But yeah, everything kind of just like, I'm gonna be that guy and say a lot of things on the radio sucks today. You can find people on SoundCloud and things like that, but it's meh. Anyways, I'm not going to go too deep into music. I'll probably make a different thing. But the point is, I just like more of the old school music. And, even when it comes to one of my favorite genres, which is like rock or metal, that I like the 90s, grunge and new metal and all that. But anyways, yeah, I think the biggest thing that bothers me a little bit, and maybe I'm just not that great at it, but it's just communication. I feel like with others, I do fine. It's just that when I pay attention to how do they talk, what do they say, and what do they do when I'm out there with some friends or whatever it is, I think the quality of interaction with others has gone a little bit shitty. I mean, one time I was out with some friends, and we got a bite to eat at Burger King, and all of us motherfuckers were on our phone. I'm not going to sit here and say I wasn't the only one. I was too, but I was just checking messages. So I put the phone down really quick. And sometimes I glance at it and put it down. But, like, they were on it for a while. And, I took a little peep. They were on, like, different social media shits. And I never been a person on social media. The reason for that is because I was going through, like, in my life really quick. There was a time where I lived good, lived bad, lived good. It went on and off. And I don't really know why I never really got a phone until I was like in 10th grade of high school or something like that. You guys are like, wow, what the fuck? It was mainly because, one, I never asked for it and I never cared about it. And two, I don't know. Well, I remember when I was a kid, I saw some guys with it. I don't know why. I felt like it was a girl thing to always be on the phone, and I never found use for the phone. I really did not. Until I noticed when I was using my like little PlayStation and various things like that the apps that I like being on, like YouTube and all that, it doesn't always have to be on the computer, it doesn't always have to be on your little portable game system or iPod. They're on the phone. And there's a lot of features on the phone. This was like, Android and iPhone, whatever. And I was like, holy shit, why did I never got a phone? It wasn't until my mom felt like she needed to get me a phone because just to stay in contact since I'll be, doing this after school programs and stuff like that, and she got me a phone. And I fiddled with it, and I just used it for the same reason that I still use all the other shit, like my portable PlayStation or my iPod to watch YouTube, to go on the internet and watch other shits. A lot of you guys like porn, no, but that's what I really used it for. When I was on my computer, because I had a computer in my house in my own room, with my friends back in middle school and early high school, I tried Facebook when it was popular. I tried Twitter and all that. I could never get into it. I don't know why. It's not that I didn't understand it. It's just like I just didn't know. I didn't really get how to use it for. I'm not a person to take a picture and say, hey, this is me, I'm doing this. Hey, look at my food and that. It just never appealed to me, and everyone else seemed to advance so far into social media that I kind of just feel stuck. And the problem with that is that I feel like social media is like, it kind of took over our form of communication today. We still interact person to person, and it's still just as important, but it's just, I don't think everyone sees that importance. Because you see, no one can interpret in text how you feel. They can't interpret how you say it, the sound, how you say it, your body language, your face reactions or expressions, your emotion, and things like that. Especially, in how you say it. You can't tell when somebody's being sarcastic or not. And that's important because it helps you not really understand and be careful what you say. And sometimes it can be for the better if you just might end up saying something that's really great that helps the person because you're able to really read between the lines. You can't necessarily do that. Even if you know the person really well, sometimes they could be really different and off that day. And you miss the cues because, you can't really read between just texting and see if that's what they really feel or not. And that's where I feel about it. I think in today's time, like, if you're ever in touch with your parents, do you ever ask them what they was like when they were growing up? See, for them, in my case, my parents were my age during the 80s, and during the 80s, you didn't really have too many video games. There was video games, but you had to go to the arcade. And when and those times, obviously, no cell phones and things like that. So when they grew up, they were always hanging out with people, making friends and things like that, and they were always active because of the fact that, if you wanted to go and have fun, you would get out the house and hang out with the neighbor kids, and that's how it was. And when you got older and finished school, you were focused on that so you could not only better yourself, but you could also make money, get yourself established, and you'd meet people, and you'd have a good time going out to the club or just having some drinks at the bar. So, they were always, on the move, and things seemed pretty good for them. I mean, in those times you could approach people and have a conversation with them, and there was nothing wrong with that. Us, people who are my age or whatever it is, you try to do that to someone, they'll think you're weird. Maybe if you're doing it to someone of the same sex, it's not as weird, and you try to make friendship, but it can be awkward. But if you're seeing a cute girl and you want to go up to her and talk to her, even if you're kind of a cute guy, they might feel a little weirded out. But not all the time. You still can talk to them and everything like that, and they'll sometimes, be cool. But I think that's largely, in fact, to do in today's time. We got a lot of issues where people will go to big social events, and next thing you know, somebody's bringing up a gun and spraying like 10 people down and things like that. And the problem with that is that it creates that fear that when you're out, you don't know who you're talking to. So people rather stick with their group of friends and then do meeting other people through some sort of mutual friendship so they can get a background of them, sort of, before they meet them. And that's kind of understandable, but at the same time, I kind of look at it sad, and even my parents, too, when I discuss it with them, they're kind of like, yeah, it's kind of sad that, with the things happening around these days that, it leaves some type of paranoia for people our age, and it kind of further just dips the whole communication thing, let alone that we have freaking phones and social media eating that up. Now we got, what shit that's happening in our world. It's getting fucked up. And the problem with that is that we're living in a time where, unlike our parents, where things were, they didn't have all the cool toys that they had. They did not have the cool toys that we have, like cell phones and all that, they were more focused on hanging out with others, and then they would build connections in the futures and things like that. And when they would go to work, they can get a good job. You might even not even go to college, and things will work out, and you can get yourself a house within time of saving money and things like that. And today, with our economy and everything costing so much more, it's really hard for us to do that. I don't think we can do any of that after high school. It's like we're forced to go get a higher education at college and hopefully land on something that might be the future in terms of work and make good money, because now even that is getting scarce. To find something steady and stable and you don't want to waste your time at college, it's really scary. And in the time that I think we need each other most, to really have great communication and kind of just slow down the whole social media and all that stuff, this is the time I feel we need each other most. We're not doing that. And then the time that our parents didn't really need, that, because everything economy wise was great, they they were doing all that and they got the most out of it. I'm not saying that, we're all doomed and anything's impossible, but I feel like, I think this is the time we should really get together. I feel like a lot of people are kind of just following a certain path and they don't really want to try something different. A lot of people are afraid to express themselves and do things different. It's funny. You're seeing in YouTube, you're seeing in TV, all this shit being pushed. Like, people are like, yeah, we're being progressive. Yeah, we're being different. Yeah, we're doing this and that. But when you take a look outside your door in the real world, people are too afraid to do that. They're actually doing, trying to do things what is this way and the right way. And you got a lot of people who are fucking robotic, man. I know it sounds like I'm going somewhere, some of you know me, but those are the people I really don't like. They have no fucking backbone to actually, do something. To actually express, to actually care, And those people who are like that will get fucking whacked so hard with a reality. But that's the way I see things. I know it's a bit of a rant and long. I feel like there's more things I can say. Probably when I go take a shower and I'm in the shitter, I'll be like, oh, I should have fucking said that. But maybe in another video, if I want to make a part 2 or something, I'll do so. So I hope everybody out here, understands that I'm just kind of iffy doing things, But I don't hate anyone or anything. This generation's okay. I just feel like we can improve upon it as long as we all just kind of unite a little bit. But everyone, love you all. God bless you. And yeah, man, I'm actually gonna hit the shitter right now. So hey, oh shit.